All right, good morning. It's Sunday morning and we're at church. We're at St. Elizabeth Cemetery in Cantley, Quebec. We drove our electric car. There's a St. Vincent de Paul, little house, rectory probably. And there's the church. And so Claudia and I are going to spend some time looking for the tomb of Reverend Gerald Holmes. So it may not be marked, but there's a big Burke, our very first.
Daniel Burke, Marjorie Cooper, Shirley Burke. Oh, well, that's
Marjorie is a common name.
Marjorie, and then Shirley Burke in 2023. Born in
2020. So Shirley in 2023. That's probably somebody my mom knows.
yeah, and Marjorie in 2007.
So it may be a Reverend, might be one of these guys too.
No,
Well, these, okay, there's Shirley.
those are the Burkes.
Neat.
But here is Robert Holmes.
Oh,
Here's Robert Holmes.
Robert Holmes. Okay, we're looking for Gerald, Reverend Gerald Holmes.
Do you know when he died?
70s, like 76 or so.
Okay. Because there's one here that's not marked. So it may be, it may not even be.
Yeah.
So there's, what's his first name?
Holmes.
What's the first name?
Gerald.
Okay. There's a Ruggles home right here, so we may be in the. Usually, and there's a Burke right next to it. So often the families are close-ish.
Yeah. Lots of Burkes, Mom. Mary Eleanor
Eleanor.
Burke. Reuben John
No.
Burke.
Eleanor-
Edward Joseph Burke.
Eleanor Adelaide
Oh,
Barrett.
you're starting at the start, at the
Yeah.
top. Eleanor Adelaide Barrett.
Wife of David Burke.
And then
And David
1855 to 1916. David Burke.
Burke. And then Mary.
1851 to 1928. Mary Eleanor Burke. 1880 to 1917. Reuben John Burke, 1877 to 1948, and Edward Joseph Burke, 1895 to 1958. Burke. And here's J.J. Ruggles Holmes, Stephen Holmes and family, Catherine Holmes. Still no Gerald Holmes. Yeah, sure. There's another Burke. George Burke, Catherine O'Connor, Loretta Smith, James Smith, Frank O'Hara, Mary Grace Burke. There's some homes over there. Check those out. Prudhomme, Ashman, Hillary Holmes, Christopher Holmes, Vivian Holmes. There's another Holmes. Holy cow. Holmes. Thomas Holmes. Excuse me. Joseph Holmes. Mary Claire Holmes. Catherine Holmes. Martin Holmes. Joseph Holmes. Harold Holmes. Darcy Holmes. Lewis Holmes. There's another Holmes over here. Thomas Holmes. Genevieve Burke, Norman Holmes, Leonard Holmes. Look at this, Burke and Holmes. So they were J.E. Burke, Margaret Dean, G.P. Burke, J.B. Holmes, Rose Burke, Claude Lalonde, Anne Holmes, Sheila Holmes Nolan. Jeez. So the Burkes and the Holmes, obviously closely related. I'm just walking all over the place, it seems. But yeah, lots of homes here. Lewis Holmes. Darcy Holmes. Christopher Holmes, Florence Wilkes, Vivian Holmes, Hillary and Viola. So many homes. Lots of Holmes and lots of Burke, but no Reverend Gerald yet. Yeah. So Holmes. Patrick Holmes. Edna, Aaron Lively, Bernard, Emmanuel, Lawrence, Sylvanus, Frederick, Dylan, Arnold Joseph. Burke, J. Patrick Burke. Desmond. Down here. Burke, Harold Burke, Harriet Nixon, Kristen Easy, Gerard Burke. Wall. Earl. There's ones here too. Jeffrey. This could take a while. We've done a quick walk around and not seeing it. I am looking down on the ground occasionally. Back. Cashman. Already looked at that Burke. Holmes, already looked here. Holmes. Mary Claire Holmes. Hanson Holmes. Holmes. Philip Joseph Holmes. Catherine Mary Ellen Holmes. There's quite a few homes here. I looked at this one, Elizabeth. 1974 Emmett. Can't make these ones out. These markings. Butler. Butler. Lots of homes here. No Gerald. Holmes. Ah, here we go. Reverend Gerald Holmes. Here we go. Found it. Found it. So, nice location. Nice memorial, and he's with all the other homes. So R.I.P. in memory. And Anne McAndrew, wife of Daniel Holmes, and Daniel Holmes. And I guess this is their family. W.H. Holmes, 1892 to 1940. Edna Smith, 1900 to 1950. John Holmes, 1887 to 1971. Thomas Holmes, 1906 to 1973. And Reverend Gerald Holmes, 1935 to 1975. So there's more homes over there. Sheila Holmes Nolan. Marked. Hasn't passed yet.
So which one?
It's this one.
He's added with everybody else. Reverend Gerald Holmes. There you
Yeah.
go.
So Burke Holmes is behind it.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And there's homes over there. And yeah.
So in the far corner, close to the road,
Yeah.
there's a number of Burkes, lots of Margaret Burkes and Patrick Burkes,
Oh, cool.
and a couple of them that died anywhere 1860 to 1880, indicating that they're originally from County Mayo in Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's go check those out. Okay. So we'll come back and take a photograph of this later, but I have a nice video.
Why don't you stop, take a...
I want to keep the single video.
Okay.
So, you'll be happy. The tombstone's pretty clean. Got a nice view of the forest here, and right by probably a statue of the Virgin Mary or somebody. Probably. I don't know exactly who it is.
Yes,
Could be anybody.
Oh my God. Actually, it looks a little like Joe.
A little bit. I just don't wear white much.
No, but you do often wear robes, just like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was funny because I was looking in that section, but I didn't see that particular stone. More Burkes. Martin G. Burke, husband of Alexandria Morin Burke. More Burkes here. Loving memory of James Burke, 1841 to 1917. Lots of kids named Burke. Patrick Burke died at 6 months. Daniel Burke, 7 years. Lawrence Burke, 12 years. Looks like Anne Burke lasted the longest. Till born 1880, died 1967. Bless her soul. Duns. Milks.
Yeah, there's quite a few Milks. I've never heard that as a last name, but there's quite a few here. And then here's a Robert Doherty who married
Mary Ann Burke.
And then there's more Burke there.
Yeah, Mary Burke. Catherine Burke. There's a little marker here.
Then there's a giant, this is a very large marker for a Burke here. The big grade one.
Michael Burke. Died 1908.
96 years old in 1937. That would have been remarkable.
Yeah, Burke.
Here's another Burke.
B. Can't make out all of these.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of them you can't make out.
Norman Albert Burke died at Timmins, Ontario, in 1919, age 47. Norman Albert Burke. He was married to Catherine Fleming Burke. This looks like a marker anyway. Ellen Burke. It's too bad. There's a B there on the ground. It's probably the oldest part of the cemetery. A lot of these stones are just markers. Michael Burke.
And then all of these aren't marked.
Yeah.
A lot of them aren't marked.
Yeah.
That one just says Burke, but there's no name. But
Yeah.
then this was the first one I found here, died in 1877 from County.
Native of County Mayo, Ireland. Died 11th of January 1877 at 76 years. His beloved wife, Anne O'Doherty, died in 1882.
And then here's Bridget Burke, wife of Thomas Holmes, who died in 1881.
At 48. May her soul rest in peace.
And then here's a Patrick and Margaret Burke. Can't quite
Make out the
years. You need tracing paper to be able to do that.
Flynn
Yeah, and then these are Milks, Flemings, Flynn. And then again, some of these it's hard to tell without tracing paper.
Anyway, I'm glad we came, got to see these, and got to see all these Burkes, and got to see all the homes.
Well, Katie. And then here's another home, like here's more homes.
Margaret Ann Holmes, Bridget Holmes, Patrick, Anthony, Mary Holmes. Holmes there. Catherine, Patrick, William Holmes. Cashmans. All right, so we'll just head back to the tombstone and take a photograph. Nice cloudy day here in Cantley, Quebec. Another Burke, Joseph Burke, Agnes, his wife. Memory of Ulick Burke. Well, it was a successful hunt for the marker for Reverend Gerald Holmes. We'll end the video here. And yeah, I think it's a pretty nice spot. It's a quiet hill in Cantley, not too far from the ski hill, Mount Cascade. And we'll say goodbye to the Burkes and the Holmeses and Reverend Gerald Holmes. Rest in peace.